This podcast is brought to you by the Podtower, hosted by the Watchtower database. Visit youtube.com/thepodtower for informative, hilarious DC animation-themed podcasts and live streams every week. And check out the Watchtower database for DCAU video essays, timelines, fan theories, and more. And please, enjoy the show.
Okay, 3,
2, 1. Oh,
different microphones.
What?
Coming up.
Oh.
The end.
That's the whole intro. I was about to say, like, oh man, it's too bad that we're back on Zoom and we're not in the same room anymore, and there's no proof that we are or that.
Do you want to slap me in the face?
It won't make. No one can see.
Everyone can hear. My face.
You sound like wood. Are you Clayface?
Yes, there he is.
Oh, we don't have to do that segment now.
He's my desk.
Hi, everybody. This is
Hey.
episode 97 of Jump on the Bat-Wagon.
Everybody,
Everyone
welcome to
in the
episode
world is listening to
97.
Episode 97.
And you know what year this episode happened?
The same number. Yeah.
What year? The same number year.
1990, the same number.
my favorite year.
19, the same number. I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel, and I'm here to show my good buddy Brian. That's Brian over there.
Who says that we're good buddies? This could all be a
Me.
lie. Oh.
The entire DC animated universe from start to finish for the very first time in the controversial airdate order, which so far for Superman has been mostly helpful.
Pretty helpful and uncontroversial.
So he may view these shows the way human beings experienced them in the far gone days of the 1900s.
Same year.
We recommend you watch today's DCAU episode before listening to this podcast to get the full experience out of our discussion. I feel like we don't do enough chaos before I jump into this when we're in person because we've just been chaotically mingling this whole time.
And I'm Brian.
At the time of this recording...
Fuck! Wait! 4:14 p.m.
Superman the Animated Series is streaming on Max. Where is he? Out there somewhere.
Max!
And available on DVD and Blu-ray. DVD and Blu-ray? DVD and Blu-ray? What if she can?
Max! Oh, there he is! Rose! I mean
DVD and Blu-ray! Today we're watching Two's a Crowd. It's your prediction, because I told you it was Parasite, said Parasite's going to be in Superman's water cup, and then he'll drink him, and he'll be like, Two's a crowd!
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
It was so hard to remember, because you said it 5 minutes ago. Or less.
Or a week ago.
I
got dogs.
You do have dogs. This episode aired Saturday, February 15th, 1997, 9 a.m. on Kids WB. We skipped 2 weeks. This was aired number 13 and produced number 13. I was wrong. It's 13. They're both 13.
Hooray.
This is the final episode of S-Test Season 1.
Oh my God!
Remember how Batman the Animated Series Season 1 was 65 episodes?
Yeah, and that was kind of in my head. I'm like, that's how long a season is.
Yeah.
And then we had Season 2, which was like 8.
Yeah, it was all very short from there. At least that's what I remember, but I'm probably wrong already. This was written by Stan Berkowitz, who previously wrote The Way of All Flesh. Mm-hmm. Directed by Hiroyuki Aoyama.
We had him.
Nope.
What?
Nothing racist, okay, Brian?
I sincerely thought that was the same.
Nope, this is the first of his 4 DCAU directing credits.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
He was also an animation director or animation department on Belle 2021, Pokemon, Space Dandy, The Wind Rises, Full Metal Alchemist,
Woo.
One Piece, The Cat Returns, Cyber 6, Whisper of the Heart, Tiny Toons, Little Nemo, Lupin III, and Akira.
Akira!
Music is by Michael McQuistion, who previously composed 11 episodes of BTAS, as well as Lasak Part 2, Feeding Time, and Stolen Memories. And animation by TMS Tokyo Movie Shinja.
I will be fine-tooth comb watching for time fluctuations and trying not to judge Superman's reaction as a result.
Yes, thank you.
Jamie, I'm an adult.
Thank you. You're learning.
I'm learning. Press a button.
Here we learn. They previously animated 7 episodes of btas and the video game cutscenes, as well as fun and games, Little Piece of Home, The Way of All Flesh, and My Girl.
My girl.
My girl, talking about Roseby. That's what we did before. It was Mavis.
Yeah.
Mavis? Mavis. Again, nobody knows what that is.
He likes roast beef.
He does.
Don't worry
That's all
about
you
it.
need to know. You want to go watch this episode? When we come back, we're going to be different microphones in a spooky setting.
I'm being...
And by spooky, I'm just being different.
By a dog.
Wow.
Wow.
You won't be when we come back. Probably.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm really full.
Good. Good.
Something's wrong.
Rudy, can you hear me? Did you find out where the bomb is?
I know where it is, all right. But you still have to pay.
Sounds like Garver.
Rudy? Sorry, Emil. I put Rudy on the back burner. You're cooking with Earl now.
What's happening?
The parasite has somehow taken Garver's consciousness, not just his memories.
How?
Garver's intellect, his ego, his force of personality. It all must have combined to overwhelm...
What's it going to be?
You're still stuck here, Garver, and you don't even know what hospital you're in. If that bomb goes off, there's a good chance you'll go with it. Both of you.
Come on, man. What are you waiting for? They got you. Cooperate and they'll treat you real good.
You'll never get away, Garver.
Ah, the best laid plans.
Let's talk about the thing. Let's talk about the thing. Let's talk about the thing. Let's talk about the
time.
thing. Let's talk about the thing. Yeah, it's taco.
I know what
Jamie.
I don't know what Brian's doing.
I'm
But
dancing.
we can't have this conversation in the past. We can't continue the taco conversation that we started. We started it in mail, but this will be before.
You know
anything.
what? You know what?
We
This
can't
is
do
gonna
it.
blow minds. Have you ever seen a movie that has a like flippy timeline? Like that's what this
Yeah,
is.
like Kill Bill, Memento. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Like
but with
anything by
tacos.
David Lynch, kinda, sorta.
You
But
really
with
like
tacos,
David
yeah.
Lynch.
You know what? He's someone I don't quite
I don't
understand,
dislike,
and
but-
so I
well,
think
yeah.
I just try to spend some time with the movies because
Guys
I
have
don't
similar
get it.
haircuts.
Really?
But his is a lot fluffier. His is
I
a lot
got it.
up, more up.
I got to work on it.
Now you
I'll
gotta
cut it
start
that
talking
way.
just real all fucking crazy all Also just bleach it white or something.
or just give it a little time.
So anyway, this is part of the episode.
Anyway.
Taco time. We're doing a thing in March 9th, right?
Guess what, people?
What?
We're doing a thing in March.
This
March
is the
9th.
start of the recording. Guess what? Starting right here. We've been talking about it a couple episodes now, but we're going to say it.
We're
going
gonna keep doing it because we want you. We need.
This is how we remind you about the March 9th thing.
We are doing a podcast, but we're doing it live in Big Bus.
In Big Bus.
It's not
you're
like
watching
you to not be there, so go ahead and buy a ticket. Not to the event, we don't have those yet. I'm talking about getting an airline ticket.
And up and down into the bottom of the description where the Google form is. There's a Google form in the description. Go there. Tell us whether you're going to come to that. We're going to watch the WF episode of Superman the Animated Series. You can figure out what that is. You know what it is. You're smart.
Yeah, like just
And,
go down. We're doing like an interest form thing now because like the amount of responses we get is going to be directly related to the size of the venue that we have to rent.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need to figure that out sooner rather than later. Just go ahead and get down to the description and sing some Nickelback, whatever.
We having fun yet? Yeah. Yeah, we are.
We are having
Oh,
fun.
no.
So yeah, live in Eugene, Oregon, which it's a name we made up for Big Bus.
It was just a cool nickname for Big Bus. Yeah.
Get here. Just get here.
The airlines and buses and all that stuff, they know where they're in on the joke. They're in on the funny nickname. So if you're like, I want to go to Eugene, wink, wink, and they're like, oh, okay. And they'll get you.
Yeah. They'll be like, you mean Eugene?
Yeah, it was just a silly zany thing because everyone listens to this podcast. So
yeah, we're pretty famous. So listener, go down to the description.
Nickelback and Taco Time.
Listener, go down to the description.
Taco Time is pretty regional, but I like it. Okay,
dude, man, do you mean Burrito Boy?
No, I do not. I do know that one though.
Okay,
anyway, what should they do?
They should go to the description and just say, hey, you know what? I'm actually interested in doing this. There's a couple of options down there, including a hell no, I won't go kind of thing.
Don't do the hell no if you're actually going, you silly Robert Sterling.
Yeah, Robert Sterling.
You get to meet not only us, but certain writers-inners of the podcast that you may hear multiple times. You're like, oh, I'd love to shake hands with a tip to preak it. And they'll be like, hell yeah, here I am.
It'll be great. So more details to come later, but yeah, Saturday, March 9th will be the day. So get your time off work and come hang out with us in the flesh. We're going to be in a big flesh tent. It's going to be amazing.
Come meet us in the flesh. You'll see the flesh for miles. You'll be flying in. You're like, oh, there it is. Clear as day.
Just jump on a big bus and say, can you take
out
me?
your right, you'll notice the big flesh tent.
Once you land, you can get on a tram or a bus or whatever and just ask the driver to take you to the flesh and they'll take you. It's not gory at all.
How many layers is there to this? Like, oh, big bus, but the town is at wink, wink. It's Eugene. Meet us at the flesh tent. whatever venue we actually do get that we'll have more information on as soon as we have it for sure. We know it's in the town of Big Eugene, Oregon, but you should just put on the invitation like, oh, it's at this place, aka the flesh tent. People will be like, oh, of course, as we all us locals know it as. Yeah.
Get a banner printed out, put it over the front of the door or whatever.
Get a banner printed out, put it over, or just make a big flesh tent over the top of the building so that you know where to go.
These are all valid options.
The way of all flesh tents.
Ooh, see, look at that, tying it in.
Superman. People want to listen to the podcast now, so here it is.
Okay.
I said, ow, it's hot in here. There must be some water in the hot tub, Brian. This hot tub's pretty small. He wouldn't say two's a crowd.
What, are we going?
I guess. We're in a hot tub.
Hey,
and by
everybody.
we, I mean Brian and part of my foot.
Welcome to the hot tub. We're doing this live-ish.
Brian was really adamant about doing an episode in the hot tub. It's a good idea, though. He just really, really, really wanted to do it.
I just really wanted to do it.
Now, it should be noted by the Yoppie listeners that because we're in a hot tub, the soundboard is quite distant from me. So I can't press any of this funny soundboard buttons, but it also means I can't play any of the goddamn songs. So, Brian, can you please tell me what happens in Two's a Crowd? Sin yup, if you're wondering, sin yup, what you just watched. Sin yup, take a listen to the synopsis. Short and summary, which is sometimes kind of long. Ding!
I need something to ding.
There's a little...
There's a gong over there.
There's a gong over there.
It's too far away.
The full ass gong.
It's a 48-inch gong. Okay, yeah. Let's see what happened in this episode. A lot happened in this episode.
Yes.
Shit, Jamie, what happens at the start of the episode? I need to get grounded.
Waco happens at the start of the episode.
Oh my God, does Waco happen? Okay. There's a lunatic, and he's in a compound that has been prepared for battle, and the military is all like, ram the thing. Oh no, it broke our ram. Send the dudes in. Oh no, our dudes are broken too. So and so, what's his name?
Broken dudes. Dan Turpin. Terrible turpentine.
Got a burn on his knee, and he's like,
He needs some turpentine to take care of that knee.
I got all turpentine on my knee. I got to get out of here.
You said, imagine if like soldiers on the battlefield were like, ow, I got a little scrapey on my knee. General, get me out of here.
So, I mean,
Superman, I hope Superman's coming. Oh, I hear him in the distance. that was
the sound of Superman.
It was like a stock like wind sound effect that Maggie Sawyer looked, and then like 5 seconds passed, and then he came up over the tree line right after that.
So
Superman's
like, you know what? I can punch my way into this building. And so he punches his way into the building, and he's like, haha. And there's another door. He's like, well, I'm going to punch this. And then he's like, oh no, it's electricity. And he gets shocked. And this time the shocking's bad for him.
Yeah, he got jellyfished bad.
He got so jellyfished. But then he's like, you know what doesn't get jellyfished? A door. And so he throws a door through the door. That's cool.
Somehow his super strength was not strong enough, but if he throws wood at it, it is.
It was metal. It was a metal door.
V-metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then Superman gets through the second door, and he like grabs onto it, even though it still seems to be shocky. It doesn't get shocked the second time, so that's cool. And there's a machine gun that like this one hurts him, but he like puts his arms up so he doesn't get as hurt.
It's super ultra mega metal bullets.
Yeah. So then Superman walks up to this big like turret thing and is like, "Hey, I'm gonna stop you from shooting," and he like breaks it, and then he flies through the floor after seeing the bad guy, and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna mess you up. What do you think of that?" And the guy's like, well, I got this bomb. What do you think of that? And Superman's like, I don't play those games. And then we get to see one of those hydraulic presses on like Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah. You're like, oh, I love those videos on Instagram when it came down from the ceiling. The Play-Doh's coming out. All the little, it's so satisfying.
Yeah, so it's Superman versus a hydraulic press. And then Superman wins in an actually pretty cool way.
He pushes it back into the ceiling, and then Earl Garver gets whiplashed with a pipe or something.
Yeah, some cable, like knocks him out. You know, he's like, well, there's a bomb. It's going to go off in 4 hours. Oh, no, I'm knocked out for at least a day. And then they're like, well, he's knocked out and in the hospital. We need help. So, hey, Rudy, a.k.a. Parasite, you want to come like purple touch this guy's face? And he's like, if you give me a TV...
He's got the purple touch.
I also just realized that there's totally dongs on that print. Do you see that? The gold covering the door. There's just dongs. There's dongs running all up and down it. There's dongs on that. Oh, Jamie's getting in the water.
I heard that guy had like 30 goddamn dongs. Oh my God, it's so hot.
Jamie, it's
too
okay.
hot in the hot tub.
You're going to be okay. I have faith in you.
How deep is this shit? Damn it just keeps going.
Deep enough to party.
Hello, audience. We're in a hot tub. Did you know that?
Look forward to all the things you have to cut out.
We're in a hot tub.
Yay. Okay, so
Yay.
He's all like, I can't, I'm asleep and I can't tell you stuff. And then Parasite's like, well, I can go in his brain and tell him stuff. And they're like, okay, so we're gonna Hannibal Lecter roll you into the room. And it's gonna touch you. You're gonna touch him. Whatever. You're gonna exchange.
He's
information.
gonna touch you. Okay.
Turns out his brain went into Parasite's brain, and now it's 2 for the price of 1.
Two's a crowd. He says.
He said 2 is a crowd. And then they both look
get
at
out of my water cup.
they break the fourth wall. They look at the camera and smile and give thumbs up. And then the episode continues. And
it's like two's a crowd in here. Ding.
So then they break out of the hospital.
Oh, my spine's on the hole. My spine is over the hole. It's for my spine. It sticks out like a stegosaurus. So it's like a nice little spot for it.
You should probably get that corrected.
I know.
Okay.
I'm talking about the layout of the hot tub.
Okay, so basically they break out. The 2 of them in Parasite's body break out of the hospital. And then it's up to Superman to stop them. But hey, there's also still the bomb, and there's an underwater wreck, and they swim in it, and then it falls, and then Superman flies out of it forever.
Scuba action Superman.
There's scuba action Superman, and then they go back to the hospital, and they're completely broken out. And then Superman's like, okay, well, we got the phone call. I'm gonna go fight you in a cave. I threw the bomb down a hole. The end.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
That was a lot of detail.
It was a lot of detail. It's a
I'm
lot.
sorry.
It's a lot more than I'm accidentally looking at the previous episode. It's a lot more than when embittered scientist Earl Garver goes into a coma before revealing the location of a ticking bomb. Superman risks enlisting the parasite to drain the information from Garver's mind.
Woohoo! Is that it?
Yeah, that is it.
Oh,
Woohoo!
you want to talk about Keen Effects or whatever?
Whatever we do on this goddamn podcast.
We hang out in the hot tub.
It's very hot in here.
Jamie, it's okay.
I liked this episode quite a bit.
I did
It was
too.
very visually intriguing. There's a lot of really cool stuff going when they zoom into Parasite's brain and he's battling men.
Yeah, that was super anime.
Yeah. I like all the swirly Clayface in the background.
We spotted Clayface.
Yeah, there he is.
He was the red mist inside both, well, I guess inside Rudy's mind?
He was also covering up the parasite in the ground. He's like, gotcha, I'm in the ground. I was underneath Clayface the whole time.
That's true. That's true. He had made a double appearance, both in mind dream world and in the real world.
He's just everywhere.
He's
trying to
really
get out.
good at it.
I don't know. Just the art in this the whole time made me just go, God damn it! I wish TMS animated every episode. Like,
Yeah.
the Dong Yang, the Coco Dong Yang. It's not bad by any means. It's just like flatter, less interesting. And I wonder like how much of that is Jesus. My glasses keep touching this shit. I wonder how much of that is the storyboard people.
Do you want to adjust that so your glasses don't hit it? Because it's a pretty easy way to do it.
To.
Do you want me to?
What?
Here.
Wow. Now it's gonna fall out. It's gonna fall in the water. It's not gonna fall. Okay, it's your fault.
Nor does it carry an electrical charge enough to like turn us into fried
I'm
fish.
I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about your equipment.
It'll be okay.
Anyway, Earl Garver. I like how right at the start you're like, is that the guy from X-Men? Somehow you just knew. Like I was looking forward to like, oh, this cool thing. It's William Stryker from X2, X-Men United. And you're like, is that the guy from X-Men? I'm like, yeah. You knew.
He's got such a unique voice though.
Distinct
It's hard
voice,
not
yeah,
to
Yeah.
Like it took me a minute to place it, but then once I got it, I'm like, oh yeah, it sounds so much like that.
He's Brian Cox, I think is his name. He's got a cool name.
How's he spell it?
COX.
That's not what I was talking about. I meant the Brian, but that's cool too.
BRIAN.
Oh, sweet, my hero.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just really like the idea behind this of like, oh, of course, let's get Parasite, and then like, oh fuck, this like man is so evil that he overtook Parasite's mind or whatever.
Yeah, that was pretty intense, wasn't it?
I was thinking at the end. I didn't remember quite how the episode ended, like how he even defeated him or what happens in the little tag ending or whatever. But they're going back through Alcatraz place, and I was thinking the whole time, because like you would think from Earl Garver's perspective, he gets whipped in the head and knocked out, and then he wakes up in a flying ambulance. And he doesn't actually experience any of that shit because Parasite like stole his consciousness. But it's almost like he's like a clone of him inside Parasite because it doesn't just like reabsorb back into the guy.
Oh,
like
wait, really?
I would. The rules that we know of Parasite is based completely on like physicality. Like he can take the memories and stuff like that, but he can't like. I don't know. It doesn't seem like
he can mess with the memories, but not interact with the current consciousness.
Yeah, he oh, I zapped Superman, and now I know he's Clark Kent. But then, like eventually, he would forget that. Like it would fade away, just like the powers or whatever. He doesn't know all the shit now. And same with like he zapped kryptonite into himself and turned all vegetable, and now he's back to normal again and stuff like that. But like, so you would think that when he takes Earl Garver's mind, when he gets knocked out by rocks or whatever, by big explosion at the end, it eventually just fades away. But from Earl Garver's perspective, he didn't like travel into Parasite and then back out. Parasite just like took a copy of Earl Garver into his own mind, and then it faded away. So
that is whoa.
Because I don't think I'd thought that hard about it before watching it this time, because I was interested to see if at the end when Parasite's laughing, and you assume he's laughing at Earl Garver, but then it turns out he's laughing at the America's Funniest Home Videos, whatever the fuck he's watching.
Right.
I was wondering, like, are they going to show Earl Garver being like, oh, that piece of shit that I've totally interacted with before, or if they would have him be like, who's that guy, or like to prove that he doesn't actually, he didn't personally experience the episode or whatever.
That's an interesting theory. Have you made a video about this yet?
No, we are doing a video in November, which might be out by the time you're listening to this, but probably not. I think it might be coming out around the same time, about a completely different character later in the DCAU that experiences like a similar things. But
okay,
I don't know. It's a really cool episode to me.
It is. It is a cool
It feels
episode.
like a Stephen King novel or some shit.
Oh my god, does that mean this is hip hop?
This is the main.
I mean
man.
books.
I mean books. Yeah.
Stephen King novel. Do you mean hip hop?
Yeah. Oh shit! I said it again. I said the same thing. I don't know. What do you think of the whole shebang?
I liked it. I thought it was pretty unique. I liked that there was like the red herring of like. Also, how did he know there was like a shipwreck in the ocean? He's like, yeah, the bomb is totally out in the ocean.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
The 1 square mile at this
Like the Titanic sunk right here. We could go check there just on a hunch.
And then they got that information from him or
yeah,
something.
probably. But when they go there, what is causing the ship to sink more? When they take
Superman
the door off
dislodges the door,
Yeah,
and
okay.
apparently that changes its buoyancy or something.
You had a question about why does Superman need a scuba suit?
Yeah.
And you were like, we saw him breathe in space. And then I said, no, he's been in a spacesuit. I am trying to think if we have, because there will be a couple times where we see Superman in space without a spacesuit.
Yeah.
But it's always like my hypothesis, my explanation to try to cover this has always been, anytime we do see Superman in space without a spacesuit, it's for a very like emergency situation. There's no time for him to put it on or whatever, and he only has to be out there for a couple seconds or something. Versus like, I'm gonna go find Lobo in my ship, and here I am in my Buzz Lightyear costume, up and away. And then in this, theoretically he still breathes oxygen or whatever. Like he needs to breathe, so he wouldn't just be underwater. And that's accentuated by like, oh no, his Mr. Freeze helmet exploded underwater. What's he going to do?
Yeah.
And then he gives Maggie Sawyer the worst case of the bends ever calculated.
Oh,
by
that
man.
girl turns inside out for sure.
I wonder why that, I've never heard that talked about with this, but you were just like, oh my God, they're going to get the bends so bad. I'm like, at least Maggie Sawyer, they pop out. And then he just keeps going. He flies into the air like 50 more feet. We're like, where are you going, man?
He's like, that wasn't enough. I need her blood to
I had
boil.
to get out of the stratosphere even to make sure she's okay. Yeah. Well, it's like
the only way to counteract the bends is to add more elevation.
all they needed to do was get out of the ship. They get out of the ship and then continue to what's it called when you go up in the water?
What?
Surface, I think, is what I'm thinking of. But
okay.
they continue. He just continues rocketing past the ship, and Superman, we're out of the ship. No, and then he breaks the surface. Superman, we're out of the water. Even no.
Superman, we're leaving the atmosphere.
Yeah. This is not made for space. His flippers, goddammit. Yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting choice of Superman's for sure.
Yeah. But he just had to get to the hospital quick because he's like, no, there's a problem here.
Yeah.
We effed up.
Well, yeah, that was an interesting thing. He must have known. He must have taken the fact that like, I can't find. Well, okay. For one, Earl Garver in his like log cabin at the start was like, you'll never find the bomb. It's encased in lead somewhere in the town, and I won't tell you what it is.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they have the hunch to go to the ship. Superman looks in like 2 rooms on the ship and just goes, it's not in the ship. And then when it starts falling apart, they just have to leave. And then he must have some sort of hunch then that, this is like a distraction or something.
Yeah.
Because, if otherwise, he just zooms into the air way too long for no reason. Then they go back to the hospital and Superman bursts open the fucking door into splinters.
He sure does.
To find like 3 doctors, a nurse, a scientist, all these people. A security guard guy, whoever Parasite had to do to fuck over.
15 people are just
which
in ruins.
Makes me imagine that so he got the security guy.
Yeah.
And the nurse came in. Monty Python moment. Like you said. And then scene cut back to Superman and Maggie and the scuba stuff. It makes me assume that then he's like, okay, now I can get out of the fucking, what's the guy's name? The fava beans guy that we could not think of.
Hannibal Lecter?
Hannibal Lecter. I'm going to get out of my Hannibal Lecter get up. And then he's like, gets one arm out of the sleeve, and a doctor goes, "Oh, is everything okay in there? Oh, shit, parasite. No, let me get you too." Okay, now I'm going to get out of my chair. "Hello, is everything okay?" Fucking hell, leave me alone. Like, he just did like 6 more guys before finally leaving. But yeah, Superman otherwise has no reason to be so like in a hurry and worried about stuff. He just like, "Hello, I'm back." Through the door.
Sometimes I forget my own strength.
Yeah, I just touched the door and it exploded. Oh, I expected the door to have zappy zappies. Sorry. It's my biggest weakness.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hot tub party, baby. Hot tub. Oh, we're just 2 podcasters in a hot tub.
We're just 2 guys
In a hot
chilling
tub.
in the hot tub, 6 feet apart because we're not gay.
We aren't even 6 feet apart. Our feet are like 2 feet apart.
Yeah, 1 foot maybe.
We could touch. We could touch toe. Oh my God.
Let me tell you the cast of this episode, Brian.
Please tell me the cast.
Okay. It is Tim Daly as Superman / Clark Kent.
Truth.
Wouldn't you know it? Brian James as Parasite / Rudy Jones.
Oh my God.
Brian James. Victor Brandt as Professor Hamilton. Joanna Cassidy as Maggie Sawyer. Joey Baloney as Dan Turpin.
Love it.
Brian Cox as Dr. Earl Garver.
Love
Logan
that
Roy
too.
in Succession. Argyle, William Wallace's uncle in Braveheart. And William Strecker.
That's right.
as X-Men 2, yeah.
William Strecker?
William Strecker. Which would have been Julia's name if she was a boy.
For real? Mm-hmm. She could have been an X-Men.
I know she could have
Or at least an X-Men
turned
villain.
Wolverine into Wolverine. Rosalind Sidewater as Doctor.
Oh.
Who is the what doctor? Screaming woman walking into a room? Who is
guess.
the doctor?
She had a couple of words, right?
I don't know. She's only acted in 15 other things. Riveting roles such as maid in 1 episode of How to Get Away with Murder, woman in suit in 1 episode of House, and old lady number 4 in 1 episode of Real Monsters.
Love it.
Yes. We've got very small tribs for you.
Okay.
This episode reveals that Parasite doesn't retain the knowledge that he absorbs from other people. This explains why he doesn't remember that Superman is Clark Kent. Does it reveal that? Doesn't retain the knowledge.
It doesn't necessarily reveal it.
I mean, I guess, yeah, through context, you would assume or something.
Yeah, I guess like why, if he's in jail, not be like, hey guys, I want to reduce sentence. Now I'll tell you who Superman is.
Yeah.
Also, this is a thought that I've had for, I don't want to waylay you if you got something.
No.
Okay. So why does it matter?
What?
Superman.
Why does he matter?
Hi. Why does Superman matter? We're just 2 guys in a hot tub.
5 feet apart.
'Cause we're not
gay. But that's fine if we are, and we're not. But it would be okay.
Yeah.
Please continue.
So why would it matter? People are like, oh my God, Clark Kent is Superman. Would that change Superman's life and ability? And would that change? Clark Kent doesn't really matter.
This
right?
is my hypothesis: is Clark Kent only exists to pay the bills?
But he can just live in a glacier.
I know he can live in the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah,
He
I think
probably
he
go live with
enjoys
his parents, too.
He enjoys having like a human life. Like he's a little farm Kansas boy. Like he I don't know.
I mean, that's fair. But like, if he was like, hey, everybody, I'm Superman. I'm just going to go to the grocery store like amongst you.
Yeah.
It's no big deal, right? Cool. We cool?
I guess maybe it's that if he revealed, hey, I'm Superman, then he's just trying to live a normal life. He's out and about. He's at the grocery store, and Intergang comes in and tries to clap big hands on him and endangers the lives of hundreds of other people in the grocery store, or whatever. Versus Clark Kent can just be Clark Kent. I think there's some episode later where someone asks this, and he's just like, "I need a break every once in a while," or something like that. Like he just wants to hang out.
Okay.
So I can't remember the exact context of that, but yeah.
I guess for me, it seems like a strange choice when you're like, I'm this like near invulnerable. Because like these people are like coming after him anyways. Like, oh, let's go after Superman. And maybe it's safer for the general public for him to be Clark Kent every once in a while.
Yeah,
but it just doesn't seem like, we had Lana Lang last episode of the episode before, and she's just like, Clark's just like on the phone while she's being spotted. It's like Clark Kent, who's otherwise known as Superman.
Yeah, while she's definitely being listened to by Mercy.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah. Clark Kent, who's Superman. Can you?
Hello,
I got
Clark
some
Kent
information
from the
to
Daily
tell
Planet
you.
that I went to high school with in Smallville, Kansas.
The one we're being spied on by Lex Luthor and his
Otherwise
cronies
known as
like an
Superman,
episode ago. Hey, I got some information to tell you, Clark Kent, who's also Superman.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
like
bugged her phone. Yeah. What the fuck is this? Yeah.
I just feel
Well,
like
I
with
thought that when she
people-
was calling him in the car too, was like, you can't trace the line or something and find out that that's who she's talking to.
Yeah, I know. So I'm just saying, like, with people that callous with the information, and with Parasite maybe or maybe not remembering who he is, like, it seems like that info is going to get out in the next year.
Yeah, there's a few. I mean, we had like not official to the podcast, but like pseudo count of like we were clocking every time someone would learn Batman's real name or whatever and be like, oh, he's kind of like careless with this, like his mask comes off, or he's just telling hot ladies like, yeah, I'm Batman,
Right.
or they just find out,
Right.
whatever. And Superman, I think, Superman has directly told Lois Lane he's Superman, and she's like, "Yeah, fuck off," and leaves. And you wouldn't think that would like inception a little idea in her head of like, maybe I should keep an eye on like maybe he is Superman, but no, she just dismisses it completely. Yeah.
And they just look. I mean, I know that like Thelma joke you made
What?
a couple thousand podcasts ago about like Thelma loses her glasses and Lois Lane doesn't know
Velma.
she- Velma, I'm sorry.
It's like Thelma and Louise. What the fuck you doing?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that same idea. Like, I know it's a cartoon. I know it's like, generally speaking, made for kids. But like, come on, just a pair of glasses, and some tights, and that's what separates the guy.
You're never gonna get over it.
No, it's hard to get over, isn't it?
I think I explained okay about my thought of like no one's looking for Superman to be another guy.
I know,
but you're Lois Lane is looking at both of them pretty closely all the time. She should be able to,
And the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to be as fooled?
Well,
like
I think from their perspective, it's like, who the fuck's Clark Kent? Like, he's just some random guy. Like, Lex Luthor's like hyper focused on Superman. Why would he give a shit about, if Jimmy Olsen was actually Superman, he wouldn't just be like, oh man, I should pay attention to this little kid with the camera or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know I need to let it go. I'm sorry.
The next tribs, the white markings on Parasite appear to be some kind of garment, as Superman is able to touch them without losing his powers. This is when he's holding his hands back, and then he does like a force lightning on his face to get the powers. I think all of that is just because he had his hands covered in the Hannibal Lecter chair.
Yeah.
So I think he has to, I don't think he can just like headbutt Superman and get shit from him. Like I think he has to fingertip him. So I think I think he has to finger him. So I think Superman could easily hold any other part of Parasite back and he would be fine.
He just grabs him by the butt, holds him over his head.
Turns out that's the other spot he can do it from.
Yeah, that was another thing for me in this episode was like, Superman's like, oh, got your wrist. And Parasite's like, zap,
Turns
zap.
out, if I'm in close enough proximity, I can still do it anyway.
So what's the range?
Yeah. Well,
16,
I took that
24
as maybe like kind of like magnetism or something. He's like within the aura enough to like sort of get a little bit, but he's not it wouldn't be as much as if he's like direct contact with him.
Okay.
But then according to Einstein, you can't touch anything.
That's so upsetting. Yeah.
I didn't touch myself just now. Ooh. In the hot tub. The villain asks for $50 million in bearer bonds, which haven't been issued in the U.S. after legislation in the 80s essentially outlawed new bonds. I know nothing about bearer bonds, so I cannot say whether or not this is true.
I don't either, but the thing for me was like, I think you can trade them and sell them and this sort of thing. Mm-hmm. But it also seems like it's just kind of an extra step. Maybe just ask for cash.
We didn't do the buy me a coffee for this episode. We're so bad.
We're very bad at that.
Look, we'll do it next time. But if you'd like to buy us a coffee, our beverage today is this pool of hot water that our bodies are soaking in. And
extra chlorine.
Extra salt. And salty
hot
chlorine.
tub water. I'm just going to dip in and take a...
Big...
Oh my God!
It tastes like skin.
Delicious.
Oh yeah, we're like lobsters. Yeah, if you want to buy us a Yoppie Bev, you can head over to the link in the show notes.
Two guys in hot
We'll
tub.
do push-ups and
.com.
stuff like that. Keen effects. in this episode. The swirly brain place.
That's a high watermark for me.
Water?
Because there's like a water.
There's a hot tub.
Full of water.
Zappy hand effect. There was actually like a handful of things. I don't know if I would count them as keen effects necessarily. They weren't really effects. They were just the episode. But like visually, just, I don't know, a lot of strong stuff in the TMS episodes all the time.
Yeah. I know. Like anytime they draw fire or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like,
all the
my God,
explosions
that's
and fire are so good. Yeah. There weren't as many time rampy slow-mo things in this.
There was a couple,
yeah.
but they weren't like as distracting as the last
I think
episode.
the biggest one that sticks in my head is the machine gun, like chugga 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 across the floor, and then one hits Superman in the chest, and he kind of goes like poof into slow mo, and then falls on the ground.
Yeah,
it's just a cool way to show that. So I just started following on Twitter this account that's just called like Anime 90s Aesthetic or something like that, and it's just like a screenshot of like a phone or a screenshot of a VCR or whatever, just like background elements from 90s anime. Like, it's all hand drawn, painted, all this stuff. And just, they come up and I go like, yeah. It's just like, there's Cowboy Bebop. There's this thing. And this episode was doing that for me a lot with just the silliest, dumbest little things. It was just like Earl Garver's heart monitor. It's like, oh, that's so detailed and anime looking, and it's cool. And the phone on Maggie Sawyer's desk when they're like talking on speaker with someone, and it kind of camera zooming out from that. It was like, oh, cool.
Yeah,
the phone. All right. And it was just like nothing stuff. There isn't anything.
It was like a tank
notable,
rolling over like hundreds of people. And,
yeah. No, I mean, even like, I don't know, the structure of the hydraulic press in the ceiling, all the gears and stuff that were like falling out of it.
Very detailed.
Yeah, it was cool.
Where I feel like some episodes we get like the idea of machinery. This was like, somebody was like, okay,
that
we got,
was
like,
more
a gear
detailed
there,
than
we
like
got a
anything in
spline
Brainiac's ship.
Yeah.
It's just a big clock up there, a big clock king press. But yeah, I don't know. There was explosions and fire and shit like that.
2 guys in a hot tub.
Oh, the explosion at the end out of the pit.
Oh,
Pit explosion.
That was that was also, I mean, it's
you said
funny
it had
that
like Akira-ness to it. Yeah.
Yes. I think I never had the association that like any of these, I mean, again, not that I want to say never have, this is a recent thing, but I never really associated it with anime.
Yeah.
Because it's like, that's a whole other, like completely different genre.
Yeah.
And even if it's about superheroes, but to be like, okay, like this is TMS, it is anime like, and you start looking for it and it becomes, while I think, it's easy for me to gloss over it and not realize it when you put some more dedication into like really like fine tooth comb.
We are watching the shit out of these.
And you're like, oh, this is like totally anime. Like again, you have to look for it a little bit.
I think for me, it's like at the time when I was watching these shows as a kid, anime to me was Pokemon or Monster Rancher or these like little, not like little baby boy,
baby animes.
Just little baby animes. They didn't have like a lot of detail, a lot of like aesthetic to them. They were just kind of flat and they were there.
Yeah.
And
bright colors, no shadows.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I never associated any of this stuff with anime, and was like starting to get more in tune with, like Jessica showed me Full Metal Alchemist and Cowboy Bebop and Trigun and stuff like that. And then you start like noticing this kind of shit in like other overseas animation studios that are making the same shows that are also working on Superman and Batman and stuff like that. Oh, that phone looks so good. The phone is real anime phone.
Classic anime phone.
Yeah, I know.
Hot tub.
Superman's powers.
Okay.
What he did do something. What was it?
Hold breath long time.
Yeah, okay.
Well, does he need to breathe? I don't know.
Oxygen retention.
Yeah. Ooh.
OxyClean. OxyCling.
OxyCling. I like that.
Okay. This was two's a crowd. Did he display any new weaknesses this episode?
I mean, jellyfished again.
The jellyfish hurt him more than normal, yeah. But
Bullet hurt him more than normal.
Yeah. I mean, Parasite being Parasite, we already have, which was the big suck.
Yeah.
But I swear there was something else that happened to him. Maybe it was just the big gun or something. I think that was an instance of Superman didn't have his shit turned on. He like wasn't expecting Big Bullet, and that's because then he just puts his arms in front of himself,
And he's fine.
and he's marching forward, and he's okay.
Yeah.
but he wasn't expecting it before. I guess I don't know. That's what as soon as whoever it was in the comments, I'm sorry, listener, who mentioned that as being a thing of like why he can sometimes do and sometimes don't, and it was like, oh, I like that a lot. Where I'm noticing that with it, like. Yeah, something. Oh, that hurts. Well, they won't next time because I know to turn on my anti-that.
Okay.
He was weak to directional directions. He's like, now put it down over there. Take 6 paces backwards. No, Superman, the other way. Like,
oh my God. Yeah, when he's like leading him through the tunnels. That's all like.
Turn to your right. Your other right.
That is like all I wanted out of that scene.
Yeah.
Superman, take the far right tunnel. The far right. Okay, look. No, turn to your left. A little more left.
You see the loudspeaker in the ceiling.
Yeah.
And it's he's not actually in that room. He's projecting his voice out of a speaker. And then he says, "Oh, Superman, set that money down by the cassette player that's there for some reason. Yeah. Now go over there where the bomb is." I'm still talking through the speaker in the ceiling.
Oh,
and then
my
he pops
God.
out of the floor. Does he have a little microphone down under Clayface with him that he's talking into?
He's just like laying there on the dirt. He's got an SM-58 in front of his face.
Yeah,
now, Superman, I want you to reach down and put the...
Yeah.
Sorry, got dirt in my mouth.
Well, in addition,
I want you to put this code into the bomb.
So he laid down like a snow angel on the ground with the microphone next to him and somehow like scooped the dirt on top of himself.
He like sea turtled dirt onto himself.
But he like missed like his elbow or something. Superman's like walking over. I can see you. No, I'm not the parasite shaped mound of dirt right here.
There's a hot pink kneecap sticking out of the dirt.
Yeah.
No, that's not me.
The bearer bonds next to the kneecap. Yeah. Pay no attention to the dirt man. Yes.
Oh, gotcha.
And then and Superman's like 60 feet away. Shit.
Yeah, because when would he know?
Yeah.
When would he know he's right? I guess because like the pressing, but I don't think the buttons made any.
Or hears him walking.
Also, there was no like numerical display. There's no like
just
the buttons were like
yeah.
1 through 9, and to be fair, he was like pressing the like 1, 3, 5, 9, enter, whatever. Like that all made sense if you looked at like a keypad. But also, there was nothing on there. So he'd be like, press 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and
if
Superman
you do it
would lean
slightly
down.
wrong, the thing will explode immediately.
Yeah.
There's no buttons on here, Garver. What do I do?
He like pops out.
Yeah.
It's
this.
Right
oh, shit. Yeah. Fuck. Can I grab you, please? The plan was so foolproof.
Hot tub.
yeah, man. Let me list Superman's powers that we have so far.
Yeah,
So we
okay,
have
please
Ultra
do.
Crush,
Yeah.
Selective Dog Listening, Pervo Vision, which he did use to look through the boat.
Yeah, on like one side of the
and
boat.
Maggie Sawyer's scuba suit. Hedgehogging / Dreidel powers. The Hot Look, Hard Skin, Big Jump / Airbending. He did do Big Jump at the end.
Yeah.
Should we / Telekinesis?
If it makes you happy.
No, I'll leave it.
Okay.
This would be a unanimous decision. Superman's Bifocal Spectacular.
Wait, what was that one?
Look real far.
Oh, right.
Which I really wanted Earl Garver. Now, you'll notice a pit. I'm like, no shit, there's a giant fucking pit there. Let me explain for the episode's sake of why we're here in this spooky place. Is
Look, there's a bottomless
big
pit
pit,
here. If you were to throw a bomb into it, it probably wouldn't destroy the city. Anyway, take a right and look into this
Look
cave.
for the pink kneecap sticking out of the ground. Well, I was just going to say, I wanted him to be like, I doubt even your bifocal spectacular could see to the bottom.
Oh my God.
Well, that was something that, let me finish this. Garlic breath, light punching, the macro wave, light Griffey Jr., and now OxyCling. In his weaknesses, to be jellyfished, persinophobia, the big suck, Brainiac's microwave hand. So they could have dodged that with the macrowave. And incubation heat lamp.
Yeah.
I was going to say Earl Garver somehow at the start of the episode in his hut that they're Wacoing.
That's that's like a mansion, you realize.
Well, why is he there? Is that where he lives? I've never understood.
Yeah,
is there
maybe.
like Professor Hamilton of all people is there at this like police raid.
Yeah.
And he's just like, Superman, I'm here for exposition. This man was a scientist at Star Labs with me. Okay. Cool.
See, I'm going to Dairy Queen. Do you want anything from Dairy Queen?
I was just about to make a raw DQ run. But
yeah, it is weird that it's like, it's a mansion that is like tank battering ram proof.
He's ready somehow. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just like the whole place. Can you imagine that like this got built in Metro?
It's funded by Lex Luthor.
My brain went to say Metropolis for some weird reason.
That's how you say it.
So you're like in Metropolis and you're building this mansion with a turret and guns in the roof and all this
steel
jazz.
door behind another steel door.
Yeah. And
they
didn't know, like the army didn't know that fortress, that impenetrable fortress was there. Like that was built before Superman was around, I'm sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and so Hamilton says like he stole a radioactive isotope or something. Like we got like just the most basic like we got to get the story going. Get in there.
He's got a thing. It's gonna fuck stuff up. Find him, Superman.
It'll have nothing to do with the rest of the story. Don't worry. Well, maybe it was what the bomb was made of. I don't know. Anyway,
we got this guy. He skinned his knee kind of bad. We're gonna go get him a slushie.
Need Superman. Yeah, I was gonna get some soft serve to put on Turpentine's knee. Do you want anything?
Where's Kimmy's sister in all this?
Can you get me some cheese curds, Professor Hamilton? Sure, Superman. Some onion rings. Anyway, so my point is two things.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, the house place. He's like
House Place,
USA, Metropolis, Eastern Seaboard. He's like in there. Did he know ahead of time that he was going to steal this isotope to get bearer bonds? How much money did it cost to build all this shit? About the same amount as he wanted in bearer bonds. I reckon
that a super heavily armored mansion is probably about 50 mil at least.
He built this for no reason. He's like, I'm really afraid. I got to keep the purge is going to happen. I got to keep people out of my house. And he went, fuck. I'm like, all my credit cards are maxed out. I'm going to steal an isotope. I'm going to get that money back. But
that's a really good, like, what was his motivation in all this?
Or he stole the isotope, then went home and went, shit, this isn't enough. Like and then he orders all this stuff to keep, but it doesn't do anything anyway. Superman gets in there regardless.
Oh yeah, just punches his way in, gets a little shocky, breaks a gun.
There were some very keen lens flares on the big bright lights that turned on. Too.
That is true. That is true. Do you think he had a hot tub in there?
I think so. He seems so rich, like you. He must have a hot tub.
Yeah.
My second question is, why does Earl Garver and the guy from My Girl, Mr. Elon Musk, why do they know that Superman can't see through lead? They both knew that. Is that common knowledge now? Because the only reason anyone knew that Superman, the only episode prior that had to do with that was the Kryptonite episode where they're like, put it in lead and you'll be fine. And then they just put that in the newspaper or something. By the way,
Superman doesn't like lead.
If you need to
through it, don't worry about it.
If you need to hide your drugs from Superman, put them in a lead box. You'll be fine. You'd also think though that any time that lead is anywhere, Superman would be like, that's a little suspicious. I better go look in there.
This stuff should have been outlawed for a couple decades now.
No
why
more
is there
pencils.
so much?
It's just graphite. But.
And then you go back to Lex's lead factory.
Yeah.
Superman's just like, I'll allow it. I'll allow it. This is fine.
That was a LexCorp lead and alloy.
It was.
I bet that he just made that as soon as he found out that Superman couldn't see through lead. He's like, we need to start a lead factory immediately and automate it so no one will die of lead poisoning because I'm not a monster. Yeah. What's the next thing that we talk about on this here podcast?
That's a good question.
How strong?
Oh, how strong Superman?
1 to 10.
He beat a hydraulic press.
He did. That's pretty strong.
He 10. 10.
I think we'll see some 10s. I don't think I want to give him a 10. I think
Hydraulic press?
I'll give him a solid 8.5.
10.
All right.
9.
You're going to regret it.
9.
Books or hip hop?
9.
9. Where's Clayface? He was in the dream and he's on the ground.
Books or hip hop?
He's bald, I'm bald, we're a bald. Who's the baddest bald of all?
God damn it.
James and Brian's final call. The balder. I keep womp. I farted in the hot tub.
Oh, hot tub.
Hot tub.
We haven't said that enough in this episode.
Hot tub. It's really hot. Who was bald in this? Parasite. I guess Parasite wins again.
Also, his name just left my head.
Earl Garver, the bad guy.
Yeah, Garver. He was balding, wasn't he?
Well, he had like a buzz cut or some shit, but he had hair.
Did he? I thought he had like a receding hairline or something.
I mean, he had. Yeah, it went quite a ways back before it swooped back forward.
Yeah, balding, but Parasite.
It's still Parasite. Yeah, I'll have to write it down later.
Shit.
Top 10. You can't see the top 10, or can you? You can get to it.
I sure can.
So yeah, I can write down the balderarchy. We have
the Balderarchy.
To the crowd. Wow, I can't type anything at all. Parasite.
It's the hot tub. It makes y'all loosey-goosey.
Condensation. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to put this one pretty high. I think
like
it was
number
better.
10?
Yeah. What a great joke, bro.
Thank
Never
you.
made this joke before. I think I'll put it at number 3.
Come on.
What? Is that what you were about to do?
I was contemplating.
You don't have to not do it.
Yeah, that's true. It's just weird at this point. Yeah, no, it's got to be number 3.
Yeah, it's better than a Little Piece of Home, but I don't think it's better than The Way of All Flesh. But you have so actually you were starting to get a little bit of a difference. This pushes the bottom one off.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
goodbye, Stealing
McGorry. Stealing my memories is gone. Sorry, Brainiac. I'm sure there will be better Brainiac episodes.
Choose
that
a
one just
crowd. Whoa.
Two's a Brie Cruise crowd. Two's a Brie Larson
crowd.
Parentheses.
My God.
In a hot
I think
tub?
the condensation is
in
missing.
a hot tub. That's what you're putting. Yes, it is. All right, cool.
So get out of my hot tub. Don't get out of my hot tub, Jamie.
I'm not out of it. Okay, now we do the mail.
Now we do the mail right now.
Won't be in a hot tub at all.
Well, we gotta sing Kimmy's mail song.
No, we'd play that in the future. Or
Oh,
should
do
we
we?
do it now? We sing
I mean,
all the other
we've been
songs.
doing this, so
Yeah. That one small extra yop. Put it over. We drop. What did we drop? Our weekly yaps.
Oh, yeah, those.
Into the comment box first. There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're all.
At least I am.
Just Dylan Paula.
Oh, I was gonna.
No,
I was
we were
gonna
both doing Harmony.
Harmony.
Okay, future. We did the song in the hot tub, so we don't have to. We sang it, so I don't have to play. I'm not going to play it. I thought about maybe I should play it, and then it'll make up for the time I forgot to play it. Like if I do 2 in this episode, technically.
You could always just play the we part of it and then move on from there.
No, because I have to go.
That yop. That one small extra yop, put it over.
And I'm not going to do that. So.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it'd take too long.
Should we be in a hot tub right now?
Hot tub. Sure. If you want to reach out to us, like the fire hand at the end of the Cat in the Claw part 2, and there's a cat in the room with you, send an email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com. Or leave a comment on today's episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. This is from Dylan Pollock. Come and knock on our door. Earl's been waiting for you.
Come and knock on our door. Earl's been waiting for you.
It's time for the Thoughts of the Week from Dylan Pollock on Two's a Crowd, or does Rudy get to renegotiate for streaming services? So can we just find out what in the name of Waco is the Metropolis Police Department doing at the start of this episode? They totally turned that into a real bad situation real fast. Also, oh snap, that's Brian Cox as the bad guy, Earl Garver. You know, Logan Roy from Succession, Hannibal from Manhunter. He's the dad in Red Eye. He does a lot of cool stuff.
X-Men.
I like Brian Cox. Oh yeah, he was from X2, X-Men United.
Whoa!
I'm talking too much about Cox. All right. I definitely don't think Rudy is more dangerous than a dozen bombs, because that's something that Superman says that you're like, is he? Is the parasite more dangerous than a dozen bombs? Mainly just to you. Anyway, enough of my endless questions and thoughts. It's time for the question of the week, James's favorite part.
Oh, good.
If you were in prison and could bring in one comfort, what are you bringing? I'm probably doing Rudy's deal too, unless I'm subjecting my wife to come to prison with me and hang out, which seems uncool. So I'm not going to do that. But if I can have one thing, I'm going with TV.
You can't bring Gisela to prison. That's against the law.
Can I have like one, in parentheses, 7 things?
Oh, I thought I was like, can I have 2 things as both my dogs? This is what I thought you were gonna, are they 2 of the 7 things though?
I feel like they'd have a bad time.
They already sleep on a concrete floor anyway.
Not most of the time.
They
Max
do when
is
I'm
really
there.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair. I'd say 7 juggling balls, which I can't juggle 7, but if I just had all day every day to devote to it, I'd probably be able to pick up 7.
We should bring up that who made that juggling in animation video that I sent you?
Oh, that was so
Jasper Juggles.
Yeah.
Jasper Juggles. What's the deal with juggling in animation? I sent that to Brian because, of course, we had the discussion during several Batman episodes of like, oh, that fuckhead's not juggling correctly. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he does a good breakdown of why it might be okay that they don't, but also maybe it's still not okay. You know?
Good way to put it, Jamie.
Thank you. I don't want to spoil the video. What would I take to prison? I don't know. I would take
me so I could do all your dirty work.
Yes, I would take Brian so that I can be like, oh, the warden wanted me to do this thing, but I can't figure out how to do it. Brian, can you do it for me? Just because that's what I do in life. This is from Gvigvik. Can you please tell me how to say this?
I love the age-old debate of where Superman's powers come from and how they work. I like the explanation that all of Superman's powers are psychic. His flight has been shown in other Superman media to be transferable to other things. Like in the Christopher Reeves movies, that famous scene where he flies with Lois, he's just holding onto her hand. So unless if she's just like floating on a thing of air, like Superman, like a plane
That's what she's
wing,
saying.
Ooh, I would say that's just telekinesis.
He can telekinesis the air currents or something. I don't know.
He's an airbender.
He's airbender. Yeah, we figured it out already.
That is, I'd actually kind of forgotten about that. But yeah, I even as a kid, I remember seeing in the Christopher Reeve Superman, that same thing that like I remember having the thought that she'd be dangling in a painful way.
Well, and she's also saying some like really cringy poem or something while he's doing that. It's just like, you make me feel like I can fly on treetops or some bullshit. I don't
think that's
know.
quite. It was actually. I do know this one. So she's sitting there. They're flying along. She starts going. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many quaint and curious volumes of forgotten lore.
You had me for like a millisecond where I was like, does he? And then I immediately thought, okay, what kind of shitty thing is he going to say instead?
While I nodded, nearly napping. Lois, are you okay?
That's what you're saying that out loud.
Suddenly there came a tapping, Lois. Tapping on the chamber door.
It was you, Superman. This is from the Demon Boy Fanboy 666. Love the new video on the main channel. Hi, Kimmy and Aaron. The Demon Boy Fanboy 666 here to say that I thoroughly enjoyed the newest video on the Watchtower. I'm also here to say my dear friend Lobo Boy Fanboy 420 has fallen quite sad recently between the lack of Lobo in recent Jump on the Bat-Wagon episodes and the fact that my favorite character, the Demon, got a Watchtower video before his favorite character did. But Lobo Boy Fanboy 420 can go suck an egg. Not everything has to be about that juggalo reject and or smoking weed. Anywho, can't wait till Removed for Spoiler comes up in however long it takes. Thanks for the yops. P.S. Have either of you heard from my other dear friend, Jonah Hexboy Fanboy 69? Last time I saw him, he was going to leave a message on the Showdown episode, but obviously he didn't. If you find him, please let him know me and LBFB420, Lobo Boy Fanboy, it's so hard to read it, 420, are looking for him. Thanks again. See you in hell. Oh, sorry.
I'll be
there.
It
ends with sent via the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra 5G, an AT&T 5G smartphone. Why is that so much longer than sent from my iPhone?
Because you know how Androids work. You're an Android boy now.
I'm an Android boy now. It's from Nike. All it says is, I did not appreciate last week's normal slander, Brick. Do not do that again. And it's a picture of a very grumpy kitty cat, who I assume must be named Normal.
Normal was gray.
It's gray. It's a very red image, but it's a gray cat.
Oh,
the dress is gold and white. Scotty Cameron, parasitic ventriloquism. Hey, Yoppie dudes. I'm not sure why
Hey.
anyone thought it was a good idea to see if Parasite's absorption powers could be used to absorb memories, but I guess the episode needed a plot. I do like how Superman has a scuba suit for a female companion, or does everyone have scuba suits that look like they were designed by superheroes in Metropolis? I appreciate you addressing my suggestion on the WF Watch Party idea. I'll check out how much a flight to Oregon costs. If it doesn't work out, I know Banana Man is there to say it's okay, and Ra's al Ghul will say, "Another time, detective." I look forward to it, regardless, because I know the episode will be great. Lastly, I will say, listeners, if you haven't checked out Jamie on Dylan's podcast talking about the first 2 Alien movies, do it because it was great. Thank you, Jamie, for the shout out in the opening of the episode. Stay Yoppie Scotty. Yeah, that was something we also said we wouldn't forget to talk about is our recent guest appearances on other podcasts.
Yeah.
Brian was on Film Realists again.
I sure was.
The Batman. Yeah.
Talking about the Batman. And Jamie was on Dylan's podcast. And, I'm
Dylan and Gab's podcast. She listens to this. She'll be offended.
She absolutely does not.
She does.
Not a chance.
No, not at all.
Gab, if you're listening, I will pay you $50 if you comment.
I'll pay you $500. That's how confident I am.
Just to go back into the middle of Scotty's comment there, if Banana Man shows up on March 9th,
my God. Yeah.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I'm just going to be screaming.
If it is multiple people.
What if it's actually like 6 different people and they're none of our, they're not sock puppet accounts from regular listeners?
But if they showed up in different banana costume sizes or something, that could be good.
Are we going to see the Yoppie Tower show up, you think?
Oh, I hope so. I hope
that
they're
a
there.
protest out front.
Don't come in here. Well, I hope they show up as whoever they are, but they don't tell us that they were there,
Oh, ooh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I was talking Alien and Aliens, the end. Go listen to it. Movies to watch before you die. We didn't say the name of it. This
and
is from
Film Realists.
Yeah,
Go
I
check
said that one.
You did, but I'm saying it again.
Fiacre Horgan says, "Fuck off." This is a Succession reference. Love you, James. Okay. I have not watched it. Hey, James and Brian, that poor battering ram in the beginning of the episode had performance anxiety. Poor thing couldn't keep it up. I'm sure there's some LexCorp branded Viagra that would give it a helping hand. Is Garver Jigsaw? This dude has a trap for every occasion. Also, have I missed something? Why the fuck doesn't Parasite remember Clark as Superman? Is it just that knowledge he absorbs fades over time? Yeah, I think that's the
plot device.
Yeah. Oh my God, where the fuck is it? There it is. Plot device. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Great to see Scuba Diver Superman this episode. I'm sure there's an action figure of that out there. By out there, I mean hanging on James's wall. There is not. I don't think there is one, but I do have, well, actually, we have a character design for the scuba suit that I'm pretty sure was created for an action figure. So there probably is. The closest thing I have on my wall is probably Arctic Blast Robin with jet blade sled. At least water sort of related.
Water adjacent.
Water adjacent. Thank you. I think this episode and the Cape and Cow conspiracy from BTAS are the only times I've ever heard of bearer bonds. Come to think of it, there's a lot of similarities with Wormwood and Garver. Both ask for bearer bonds, both have jigsaw traps. Even that scene in the mine/subway at the end felt like it was ripped straight from Cape and Cow conspiracy. Anyway, I'm rambling on. See you guys next time. Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Charles Motosierra regarding Two's a Crowd. Answer me this if you can, James and Mr. Smooth. How the actual fuck...
I did just shave.
Yeah, you are Mr. Smooth. How the actual fuck did Clark not know Smart Parasite was going to suck him? Also, we add another easy-ass way for Superman to beat Parasite. In addition to make him suck a rock, we now have give him cable. Yeah, that works. Ryan Hip ghouls a shroud, the Spoopy Ween special.
Bring it, Ryan. Bring it.
There's also an attached meme. It's the anime guy going, "Is this a blah, blah, blah?" And it says, "Is this the abyss?" But it's a screenshot of Superman and Maggie Sawyer in scuba suits.
Watch out, Lex Luthor. Superman is back.
When the road is walk ahead and your miles from your nice warm bed. You just remember what you owe to dad. You gotta yap and pee. You gotta yap and pee.
Big Pussy, Oregon. Give it up for Sir Radley Miller!
don't mean to get all sentimental here, but with this week's episode, everybody's favorite, Two's a Crowd, a perfectly fine episode, I must say, Chim Chim True, we have made it to the series finale of Superman the Animated Series. And it always... Wait, if this is the series finale of Superman, then that must mean... No.
It's tag team heroics every weekday.
No way.
When the Dark Knight and the Man of Steel join forces this fall.
No fucking way!
The brand new adventures of Batman and Superman.
Fuck yeah!
With foot, what foot?
Jesus, man. I'm having such a hard time following any of this shit anymore. And I think it's in a good way, but
I'm baffled. I like the references. I like the Randy Newman.
Why were we doing Toy Story? What does any of it mean, you know?
Action figures? I don't know.
I don't know either. Well, this is from Carly Barrett. How he fly? Hello, it's me. I broke my phone and couldn't get into my regular email. But how he fly, though?
So a little bit about weirdly how Superman flies. So there's this issue post-crisis, like in the mid-'80s, where Superman's flying and then he picks up a big rock and he thinks to himself, wow, this rock is easier to lift when I'm flying than when I'm not flying. So there's some aspect of him being able to fly that is telekinesis and not just like strength. And also in the 90s when there was a clone of Superman who was a mix of Superman and Lex Luthor, the clone was Superboy, and he had tactile telekinesis, so when he touched things he could move them. And every time he used it, which was about 8 times in an issue, he would say, I can use my tactile telekinesis. So there's that. Also, just as a side note, Superman's flight in STAS is my personal coolest keen effect because it's kind of like gentle and a nice whoosh, and it's not a giant sonic boom like Zack Snyder would do, where it would deafen you and you would hate Superman for that.
It's really pissed off every time. Oh, I hope Superman comes in. Ow, ow, ow. My eardrums are burst again. Oh, I'll telekinesis them back into place. Don't worry about it.
Oh, God.
My tactile telekinesis.
Superman, ear surgeon.
I'm glad there's sort of a precedent for that, I suppose. Craig from LexCorp. LexCorp's statement on Kanto. Hello, just a few thoughts on arms deals on Metropolis from us here at LexCorp. Apologies for the obscenity. Best wishes, LexCorp. Well, it was an audio message. Wow.
Hi, Josh and Brandon. Just wanted to say thank you on behalf of LexCorp for your amazing reporting of the situation with between Kanto, I believe his name was, and Bruno Mannheim, famous for not being able to take the Toy Man. Very interesting that when Space Hell decided to deal cool weapons from Space Hell into the city of Metropolis, they didn't think of LexCorp because we don't do arms deals. So that's fine. When you think of doing an arms deal in Metropolis, no one thinks of LexCorp. Why would you think of us? Instead, you think of Bruno fucking Mannheim. That's fine and cool and okay. Anyways, just wanted to say thank you for your amazing reporting and keep up the great work. From all of us at LexCorp, I hope you have a great day. Bruno fucking Mannheim.
Definitely not bitter about it. Anna Marie LeBeau, which this is Rogue again. Must be read in a southern accent. Oh.
Get it, Jamie.
My grandfather and his family come from Mississippi, and so I have a little bit of a... Okay, hey, Yoppie dudes. It pains me to be writing to y'all under these conditions again, but it appears that Rudy Jones continues to violate the cease and desist order I placed on him. Now he's stealing Firestorm's shtick of having a scientist in his head who can control his body at various points in time. I asked Ronnie Raymond if he wanted to partake in the suit, but he declined because he and Rudy share the same IP owner. It's an unfortunate turn of events. Lucky my husband, Remy LeBeau, you know him as Gambit, it sounds just like Rogue, found the best lawyer he could from Extensive Enterprises, run by Tomax and Zammot Pay. I don't know these fucking names. And they're taking on my case and another client's involving STAS. Stay Yoppie, y'all, Rogue. Okay, thanks so much, Rogue. I'm glad I built up to that.
Is that how you read the names of, like, people and fantasy places in books? You just start to read it and you're like, I don't know what this fucking is.
Yeah, I just skip it immediately. This fucking Saruman. I don't give a shit what this. Jordan Newman, Gotham Insider, and the other stuff. It's not even trying anymore.
You're listening to the Gotham Insider, reporting live from Metropolis. I'm Jack Ryder, and apparently the parasite was being bad again and did something with a bomb, and we were all going to die. And then the parasite was not bad and helped Superman with something. I'm not sure. The Metropolis PD is not much more helpful than the Gotham PD in these kinds of situations. So there you go. Now over to the breakfast. Today, I had a chocolate chip granola bar and a banana. Not a very exciting breakfast this time. I didn't actually have any thoughts on the music because I watched this episode too long ago when I thought I was going to do a recording for it, and then I forgot, and that's where we are now. So never apologize for loving your fandom and try to stay optimistic.
Thanks, Jordan.
Jordan, never apologize for loving your breakfast.
Never apologize for not talking about the music, you know. Lanola Cola, Earl the Mechanic's evil S-Test counterpart. Happy close to Veterans Day, Sergeant Strecker and Brigadier General Brick or Major General Manili, to tug on the super cape for Two's a Crowd, a.k.a. The Adventures of Sawyer and Turpin, Part 2. Wait, Turpin scraped his knee, so now it's Sawyer and Soups. So let's get this out of the way. There is finally a scene where a gun ejects spent shells.
Hey!
Only one SCU cop with a shield firing at Garver's house was depicted with a small black shell ejecting from his pistol, which makes the count of ejected shells in S-Test Season 1. Last Son of LSOT, Last Son of Tripton, Parts 2 and 3, Lexosuit and Corbin's gang when Superman saves Lois. Fun and games, toy airplanes ruining Mannheim's picnic and Mannheim's henchmen firing at the rubber ducky. Two's a Crowd, the first SCU cop who fires at Garver's house. Man, that's not a lot of episodes depicting shell ejection. I'll get to BTAS before the end of the year. As for the episode, good luck. As for the episode, I am befuddled that this is the episode to end the season on, air date, production, and story-wise. Besides the dual dilemmas of the ticking time bomb and the two minds in Parasite's body, it honestly didn't feel like a culmination of the best that S-Task can bring to the table. It's not bad, just serviceable. I don't think it was necessarily supposed to be like a big season finale. I think it was just like, this is where this year stops. Now we're in 1997 or whatever. On the upside, we finally have an evil Earl in the DCAU, and I really enjoyed his voice actor, perhaps also because he's a Brian. That's it for this week. I'll get back to y'all faster than my 2-time speed run of all the episodes of S-Test Season 1 in search of shell ejections till we yap again. P.S. While looking through the episode list for BTAS to see what its first season ended on, Fire from Olympus? Really? In 2009, IGN listed BTAS as the number 2 greatest animated series behind The Simpsons. Other shows on that list include Freakazoid at 53, Duckman Private Dick at 48, Pinky and the Brain at 47, Tiny Toons at 41, S-Test at 36, future DCAU shows in the 40 and 20 spots, and at spot 14, Cowboy Bebop. It says Q Tank, but I don't have it queued up. So. You got it. That's interesting. I think BTAS may be elevated by its reputation, as we have sort of found out by watching it. But you know, it's still good. I would still do it because I'm me. But putting it number 2 behind The Simpsons is a pretty high bar.
That's pretty extreme.
I've had this conversation with folks that aren't you about, like, there wasn't that type of cartoon, or a lot of the stuff that BTAS was doing was just not happening or hadn't happened before. So it kind of like paved the way for a lot of stuff. So I guess it deserves credit for that.
Indeed.
Pedro Enrique, thoughts on Two's a Crowd? Hey there, Jets and Broncos, because of the NFL season. Get it? I don't know. I'm Brazilian, and your version of football confuses me. Pedro back again to share my thoughts on the S-Test episode Two's a Crowd. So let me see if I get this straight. Earl Garver claims to have made a nuclear bomb, and the SCU's best plans were to either A, ask him to leave and surrender pretty please, or B, hit that fucker with a tank and shoot every gun at the house that may or may not have a bomb or detonator within its premises. Go full Oppenheimer, baby. I guess my problem can be solved if you shoot it hard enough.
I mean, we were just talking about that whole American thing.
Well. Yeah. 2. Oh no, Garver knew Superman's real weakness, bright lights, and a machine gun. Man of Steel looks more like Tin Man. How can he struggle so mightily with bullets? I think we talked about that a little bit with like, it was bad at first, and then he went, oh no, no, it's not.
I'm going to lift my arms up, and now I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm fine now. 3. Garver, this could be your last chance for freedom and power, and maybe you prefer your cable television. I was taking this seriously until Rudy just comically slides into fusing with Garver. But Garver's right, though. It's 1996, so HBO had yet to become the premium cable television option. Not worth having before The Sopranos came out. Number 4. That whole Soups just tossed the bomb in better be miles deep, or else anyone living in that area is sure to have a big surprise in a few years. Mutant rats, of course. So this is the final episode of season 1 of STAS, and I have to say it was okay. Oh, Banana Man. I don't know. After the Dark Side tease last episode, I was excited to see him again. If not him, at least have Lex Luthor do something, or maybe Brainiac returning. But Parasite, again, I don't think it was intended to be a big deal. The man who will suck everyone off, paired with Garver, a villain with no clear motivation other than give me money. That was kind of a letdown in my opinion. Hearing Brian Cox was cool though. Back before I sent my first emails last year, I had only watched all of BTAS and had watched STAS up until here. So I have no idea what to expect from now on, but I'm very optimistic as this first season was still consistently good. Until next time, and stay yappy. Oh, so you're on Brian's page now.
Nice. Welcome to it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to guess along episode titles with me.
Yeah. Always send in your guess. This is from Keen Machine. Hey, Keen Machine.
Hey.
More than one is beyond capacity. Greetings, James and Brian. This episode is one of those that I kind of forgot about, to be honest. However, the opening does give major prepper inspo vibes. You just know this guy has a bunker underneath his house that's stockpiled with all sorts of stuff. But seriously, nobody just tried opening the door first. They went straight to the hammer tank option. I guess they had some extra funds in the budget that year and were eager to try their new toy. The whole premise of this episode raises major questions. Major questions. So Parasite can not only drain people's strength and abilities, but also their memories. And if that's true, why doesn't he know Superman's identity? I forgot it. Also, there's just a giant pit in the middle of Metropolis. That doesn't sound good. The zoning committee is going to hate that. I don't know. This episode just doesn't really do it for me. I think if it had been Luthor or some pre-existing character that we're seeing share a body with Parasite, it would have been much more interesting. Their fate would feel more important. But you know what I do love? All this amazing mail time entertainment. The chaotic, over-the-top voice messages and the LexCorp PR are incredible. I hope to get back to lending my voice again soon. Just been very busy and unable to sit down and record anything extra. This WF event in March sounds very keen. I'll see what I can do about attending so I can see all the yop that Big Bus has to offer. Keep it keen. Keen Machine. We shall.
I was reminded of the whole Parks and Rec thing with the pit in the middle of town.
Yeah, Superman threw the bomb in the pit. Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't make a reference. I guess we are now.
Yeah, just didn't think of it in the moment. We were too busy being in a hot tub.
So I should just put the Superman going to chuck the bomb in, but then his head is just on Leslie Knope, like rolling backwards down the hole. Head over heels. The thing, yeah, I was thinking about that with like they introduce Earl Garver for the first time in this episode, and then I'll just say he never appears again. He's just this one episode, so it's like why not use someone more established or important seeming or whatever? Maybe the idea was, there's precedent for it in like 40s comics or something where Superman would just like fly into a building and be like, Professor Johnson, of course, I can help you. And we've never seen this guy before. We'll never see him again. But like, yeah, it would have been maybe more threatening or edge of your seat if it was.
It's a weird move.
Yeah. Kevin Tran. Thoughts on Tools of the Trade /Two's a Crowd. Hi, Jamie Olsen and Brickerman. Thank you for reading my email last week. The endorphins that released when I heard you guys check out my art meant so much. I was able to share that moment with my family, and we all were so hyped, now adding them along for this yappy journey. I just finished your Mask of the Phantasm podcast. I'm now 20 episodes away from completing BTAS. Congratulations. As for Tools of the Trade, it was all right. The highlights for me were all of the heavy shadow shots of Soups, which reminds me of BTAS, but Soups hardly had any dialogue, which was weird. Also, Brian, Darkseid is. That doesn't make any sense to you at all, and it never will. Now, for Two's a Crowd. Parasite has always stuck out for me. to being one of his most unique rogues. I enjoy his look and their interpretation of his character. The animation in this episode was also so good. I'm assuming it was TMS. Yes, it was. Now I have some Yoppie art for y'all. For James' most recent Watchtower vid, and it's a demon drawing that I won't show you. For Brian, to understand the grasp of his character, and it's this very cool dark side reaching forward.
Nice.
It says, and for the both of you guys, I wanted to make y'all something and can't wait to see y'all in March so I can hand deliver it to you in person from California. Up in the sky, Yoppie dudes. And it's you as Superman and me as Batman. And you're carrying me through the sky. I'll email it to you. It's like watercolor painted on canvas or something too, or at least like a sketchbook paper or something. It's
my God,
very cool.
That's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to you coming to the pod, the live podcast.
I assume maybe you're Superman because you have like curlier hair or something, but I'm way too muscular, of course, but I have like a mustache and goatee as Batman, so that's good. That's awesome that you're going to come to that. Yeah, I look forward to meeting you and your family that you listed as now Yoppie people as well.
We're all Yoppie dudes.
Yeah, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're
all dudes.
Dino-faced individual, Brian's Hench Reviews. Why, yes, that was Eric Idle you heard last week. Discworld is a series of fantasy comedy books from the early 1980s to the mid-2010s. They managed to get a lot of famous actors for their adaptations, like Eric Idle as the main character in the point-and-click series, and Christopher Lee as Death in some animated specials.
Wow.
I would very much recommend the series. Comment submitted by Brian's legal team. Hey, Brian. So we here at Dick and Ball's legal office of Big Bussin' Law just received a cease and desist from a LexCorp. Anyways, they threatened to sue if you yada yada, defame or slander yada yada, big bald lawsuit case yada yada, up to a couple of $1 million or whatever. Anywho, we also figured you'd want to hear a follow-up about the legal action you might take regarding a rice cooker. We also have a subpoena about a court case involving a dinosaur man you knew in 1923. Yeah, we may need to set up an appointment with you at our office at 666 Susan Sarandon Street, Big Bus, Oregon.
Okay. But look, I got you guys you've done a lot for me in the past. Like, can't you just make this go away? I mean,
can't you just do this for free? You just do this one on spec, please.
I'll take you guys out to tacos again. Let's just take care of it for me.
Bell or time?
Vor.
That's what? Is that like a dinosaur that only eats tacos? Tacovore?
Tacovore? Do you not know of Tacovore?
No, that's not a thing.
You're like basically from here. Have you never been to Tacovore?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we're just going to take everybody out and we're going to go to Tacovore.
Big Bus has the first taco time.
What are you saying? What is taco time?
You don't know taco time?
You don't know Tacovore?
Do you really not know taco time?
Do you really not know Tacovore?
No, why would I know a thing that's stupid, you know?
They're bougie tacos in the wit.
Do you not know taco time?
No. Is it something that's like on campus?
No, it's taco time. I can't explain this. Tip Tapricot, Contemplations on Two's a Crowd.
Hey.
Hi, I'm back from space. Remember that part of my little email story?
Hang on. Start this over. That's very well done. Thank you.
Hi, I'm back from space. Remember that part of my little email story? Anyway, for Two's a Crowd, I think that this episode was kind of interesting, but I think, in concept, but I think it sort of suffered from a weird level of pacing between action and slowness, and not, exactly a focus on the interesting parts. Like, for a bomb chase, it felt really weirdly suspended in odd parts, and slow, and it was making room for things we didn't need. I don't know. I was just kind of bored. I was kind of bored with this episode. It was interesting to see Maggie again. I haven't been able to comment on any of that stuff of Turpin's weird, huge, gigantic eyeballs and Maggie's pussy out outfit style. I'm glad that Rudy got his TV. I also would probably just want TV in prison if I was in prison. And it's cool to also hear all the new listeners that have jumped on. I love all the music. Love all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's good to be back from space.
Like Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, you got it.
We're happy to have you back.
Last email is from Kyle Naranya. The film realists. I unfortunately have fallen upon hard times. My kids have made it big after their 2 cameo appearances on this podcast. They're now recording sound bites for all sorts of different podcasts. Sadly, they left me in the lurch. All jokes aside, I have a question for you, James. I recently had Brian on my podcast to discuss The Batman 2022. As we were discussing the film, it made me wonder, what, James, is your favorite non-DCAU DC film? Keep it Yoppie from the only Ontario listener, I think. Anyone else out there, a Canadian?
An Ontaranian.
Taco time. I would... is any DC film? The animated ones, the Red Hood one's really good. There's my answer. Okay, there's comments. There's too many. The Apocalypse War from a few years ago is pretty good. A lot of people don't like that one, but I liked it a lot. There's comments on last episode on the Podtower YouTube channel. This is Tools of the Trade or Today's Maggie Sawyer Mean Stride. You don't look at these at all, so I'm just saying that first time.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and I hadn't looked at that one. That's fucking great.
The one that we're inside of right now, I was like listening along and nothing was sticking out as the obvious title. I had written down for this one that we're in, pay no attention to the Dirt Man as a potential title, but I think I'm just going to call it Hot Tub. Because you say it has nothing to do with the episode, but you say Hot Tub like 40 times.
It has everything to do with the episode.
Everything.
Excuse
hot tub,
me.
It has everything.
We hot tub pretty hard, man.
Dearest Doxy says, who would ever want to see these two do their shtick live and enjoy the fun of meeting others from this Yoppie commune, possibly make new friends along the way? Blah!
Right.
Where do we sign up? It's the Google form in the description.
Yeah.
That's where. Nick Sorensen says, high-tech weaponry aside, who wouldn't want to be able to play around with a pair of those energy hand gloves? Way more fun than Hulk hands, am I right? Yeah. Pick shit up. You have 4 fingers. You get to have the fantasy of having 4 fingers. Everyone wants that, right? Banana Baby, Goo Goo Gaga, or Oog Oog Hag. Translation, yes, everyone is here. I finally feel okay. My father here 2 weeks in a row. Full transparency, no idea what my relation to Namanab is. But welcome, my banana brethren, or is it Ananab near Terb? Welcome to our banana home of the Jump on the Bat-Wagon, or I guess for you, god damn it, Pmooj, no, it's Nagao Tab. Glad everyone is okay. Yes, and Banana Man says okay as well. Jungi Fulmer, I definitely feel Brian hyping up a character because of context or a reputation that by design he isn't supposed to know yet. Still, seeing his first reaction to all those DCAU episodes is always a joy. Yeah, shut up about characters. Ashley Tutchin, first of all, rest in peace to Richard Two-Face Mole. Yeah, we didn't talk about that at all. That was very disappointing to see.
Yeah, R.I.P.
Keith Giffen, creator of Lobo. Let's have one last Harvey No for the former and a fraggin' Bastich for the latter. I'm excited about this Yoppie meetup you're planning and can't wait to hear how it goes. I'm just racking my brain trying to figure out what story you'll be watching. WF. What could that possibly be? You know what it is. As for the whole LL situation, given that Clark's Kryptonian family name is L, I'm really surprised they haven't introduced a long-lost cousin named LL. College Dick 37. Hi, all. First time coming in. I've been climbing my way through this podcast for the better part of about 2 months now, listening and watching along in my own controversial viewing order, dictated by the VHS compilations of btas I received in the form of Christmas gifts as a child in the far gone days of 1997 to 2001, produced by the RETV Video Library. These tapes packaged episodes of btas together by character appearance, villains, or subject matter, completely out of any order based on chronology or air date. And as I now realize, only contained about 3/4 of the total episodes, so there were a good 10 to 20 episodes I had never seen, so that was interesting to experience. I'm now following along with STAS, which I only saw a handful of episodes when I was in high school. Thank goodness for Max, allowing me, Brian's dog, allowing me to relive and fill in gaps for all these nostalgic shows that define my childhood and teenage years, molding me into the college dick that I am today. Stay yoppie, my dudes, and have a good one. We will.
Thanks, you too.
Banana Boy says, it's all good.
It is all good.
This is a little different.
All right.
I'm not going to read it because it's pretty long, but Dylan had an entire Tom Sawyer lyrics written out for Maggie Sawyer in a comment.
Oh my God.
So just go read that.
Dylan. That's amazing.
And Mark Aquino last first. 2 is a crowd, or Rudy Jones's Mind Palace, or Big Deep Holes Give Me All the Anxiety. Poor Dan Turpin. That injured knee looked all sorts of painful. This episode overall was just okay. Parasite, Hot Pink Jesus, is still as creepy as ever. The real MVP in this one is obviously Brian Cox. I believe this is one of the first major American productions he's been in, which is wild, but boy, is his presence welcome here. Anytime I hear about a large, seemingly never-ending deep hole in the ground, whether it be in fiction or in real life, I somehow get all sorts of nervous. Like, what if someone falls down in one of those in real life and is never heard from again? Anyone else relate to this? Let's change the subject. Not much else really to say. The episode overall was fine, but still entertaining. I'll take this over plenty of BTAS's more dull episodes any day, to be honest. Boss, biggest bear hugs to the #1 podcast host in this year Multiverse of Ours Judgment Day and Oops All Brian's cereal, part of a complete balanced breakfast.
Where do I get this?
Yeah,
where do I find this cereal?
Praise to our Lord and Savior Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast. Remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise to all his loyal disciples, all the names. And of course, all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours. You're all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that. If anyone else has been paying attention, we're getting close to episode 100 of this very podcast. Wow.
We are.
No matter how you slice it, that's really impressive. And so my question, James's 8th favorite part of the week, to our dearest hosts is this. Is there anything special planned for this upcoming milestone? I only ask because I'm cooking up something special of my own just for it. Till next week, big ol' whoosh, I just flew away. No, but I think episode 100 is the Flash episode, I'll just tell you. So
what?
I guess that's kind of special in its own. It was complete coincidence, but but you know, that's the one
cool.
that Jordan Blumen's going to be joining us for. So
there you go. See, we got something cooked up.
Special cooking. That's all the stuff.
Wow, we did it.
Wow, we did it. Back to the Future Past. Samurai Jack.
Past to the future.
Well, you know what a funny segue that is. The next episode is called
Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Back to the Future. Back to the Future.
Blasts from the Past.
Hot Tub.
Hot Tub.
Edition.
It's about a hot... No, we're not going to do Dan Reba Hot Tub. Oh, spoilers.
I'm sorry. What's it called?
Blasts from the Past. Plural blasts.
Oh. Who's time travelable?
I don't know.
Has anybody time traveled yet?
I mean, there was that Clock King speed up, slow down time, but there wasn't literal time travel.
No, I mean like, what?
What's part of Superman's past?
Being allergic to kryptonite.
Sure.
That's also his future, unless he takes Benadryl. Yeah, I'm guessing it's a Krypton thing. Oh my God! Someone's gonna find kryptonite.
Find kryptonite.
Like in one of those, like, oh, there's some over here. We found some. We found the green rock.
No, it has to be green. Damn it, he said.
Yeah.
No, that's already happened. They already had extra.
It could happen again.
Yeah. Okay.
In a hot tub.
I mean,
though.
you were really hot, and then you got cold again. You were like, it's Krypton. No, I'm just kidding.
Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
Krypton.
It has to do with Krypton.
Brainiac.
Nope.
What?
What is it? What else could it be?
Actually,
Brainiac is in the episode,
hey!
but not the way you think, though.
Shit.
It's Brainiac taking a shit.
Okay, Krypton, Superman. Superman's from Krypton.
Oh yeah,
and so are his parents.
Yeah,
they send him a box of Girl Scout cookies.
Chocolates. our only son. Here are these little brownies.
My own son.
My own son.
Wait, what's the line in that video?
My regret.
No, like...
Wait, go back.
Yeah, wait, go back.
Blasts from the past.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of feeling a little stumped on this.
That's okay.
Okay.
You got the right idea. Krypton.
Okay.
Time. It's not time travel, I'll say, but something is here from Krypton.
Kryptonite.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Lex Luthor's got it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. The United Nations is in the next episode.
All of them?
All of them.
Norway?
Even Casnia. All right, bye, everybody.
Wait.
What?
Do we need to say anything else?
Ba-doo-doo. Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. A hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. A hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. The hot tub.
Oh, tub.
Tub. All right, now we do all the extra sounds of us getting out of the hot tub.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You hear your towel? Or your towel's right here? Have a towel, baby.
I thought you were just going to drop it in the water on purpose.
You want a towel? Sucks to suck. Listener, are you still there?
Hello? We're in the hot tub. Just put all this. We'll put all this at the end after the...
Yeah.
Just all this extra shit of us getting out. You want a towel? Oh, fuck you.
Did you want to take a picture of us in the hot tub for the sake of
with the microphone and stuff?
Oh my God,
We'll continue to record that so it's part of the podcast.
No, everyone will know the behind the scenes.
Yeah. Oh, I have to go back in the hot.
You don't have to.
No, we do.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. It's funny.
Not at all, boy. Oh my God, why is this so...
All right, what do we do? What do we just...
We're doing thumbs up.
Nice.
Okay, now the podcast is over.
No, it's not.
Now we can stop having sex. Whoops.
What?
Huh?
Hot tub time. Thank you, listener!
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted by the Watchtower database. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for DC Animated Universe videos on a regular basis. This podcast is edited and produced by yours truly, James Strecker. Musical themes by Kimmy, Cooney Phoenix, Viltsu, Eric LeBeau, Jordan Blumen, my mother, and of course, my smooth co-host, Brian, brother Broderick Meneely. To buy us a Yoppie beverage and hear your name read in a future episode, or to nab yourself a Yoppie Dude t-shirt, please visit the links in today's show notes. Thank you for supporting the show. You can hear more on today's DCAU episode by checking out our friends over on the DCAU Review and Timm Talk podcasts. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice. You'll damn well hear it read on the show. If you'd like to reach out to us like the fire hand at the end of The Cat and the Claw Part 2, you can email batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on the Podtower. New episodes of Jump on the Bat-Wagon are released Fridays on all your favorite podcast feeds and watchtowerdatabase.com. And we'll see you next episode. Same PP time, same poo-poo channel.